Welcome back to Into the Disappearing. I'm TJ Weiler, and tonight we're heading out with the wide open spaces of West Texas, past the Davis Mountains, where the desert stretches on forever. There's a small town with a mystery that refuses to fade.
Marfa, just east of this place, strange orbs of light appear in the night. They hover, glow, and dance across the desert floor with no explanation. They're called the Marfa Lights, and for more than 100 years they've defied science, baffled skeptics, and inspired wonder. And unlike most ghost stories, these aren't whispers or rumors. People still see the lights today, and they draw thousands of visitors every year.
The first recorded sighting was back in 1883. A young cowhand named Robert Reed Ellison was driving cattle through Paisano Pass when he spotted a flicker on the horizon. At first, he thought it was a patchy campfire, but when he went back to check, he found nothing. No fire, no ashes, just empty desert. Other ranchers told him they'd seen the same thing, flickering orbs that vanished when approached, a mystery that couldn't be explained. By the 1940s, soldiers stationed at the Marfa Army airfield saw them too. Pilots, guards, mechanics, people trained to recognize aircraft lights and campfires. They reported glowing balls in the distance, moving low and fast, splitting apart, or winking out. If you've never seen them, imagine this. You're standing on Highway 90, 9 miles east of Marfa, a little viewing station built just for this mystery. The desert stretches out before you, mountains on the horizon, the air dry and still. And then there it is, a small glowing orb, orange against the black sky. Another appears, then another. Sometimes they hover, sometimes they dart sideways, sometimes they change from orange to green or red. They might split into two and then merge again, like living drops of fire floating above the scrub.
And if that sounds unbelievable, you don't just have to imagine it. Texas Monthly filmed the lights, capturing exactly what locals have described for generations. Their video shows those same shimmering orbs rising and fading against the horizon.
And that's what makes it chilling. Because you realize it's not just old ranch stories. The Marfa Lights are real. And they look exactly the way people said they did a century ago. Yeah, I've been out there myself. One summer night, I sat in a viewing area with a crowd of strangers, all of us waiting for over an hour. Nothing happened. Just stars and silence, and then suddenly there it was, a faint glow, then another. I'll never forget what happened next. One orb split into two. It hovered for a moment, and then they both drifted sideways before vanishing like they were never there. A man standing next to me whispered, "That wasn't a car," and I knew he was right. Locals have dozens of stories like this. A ranch woman once said it was like a lantern carried by something invisible. Another swore a glowing orb followed her truck along the road, keeping pace with headlights before disappearing into the air. So, what are they? Scientists have offered plenty of explanations. Some say lights are like mirages, temperature shifts in the desert, air bending headlights over the faraway cars. Others suggested swamp gas, static electricity, or St. Elmo's fire. In 2004, a group of physics students camped out with cameras and monitoring equipment. They tracked the lights through the traffic on US Highway 67 and declared the Marfa lights are just car headlights.
But that doesn't explain everything. Not when the lights split, change colors, or drift through the desert brush. In 2008, researchers from Texas State University admitted that while most sightings could be traced to cars or campfires, some couldn't. Those genuine Marfa lights, strange and unpredictable, remained unexplained.
And that's the heart of it. Maybe most of the lights are cars, maybe some are mirages, but every so often someone sees something that doesn't fit those explanations, something that can't be written off. And when you're standing out there watching an orb fire dance across the desert night, you don't want science to solve it. You want the mystery. You want the wonder. That's why people still flock to Marfa. They wait through long, quiet nights for a glimpse of the impossible. And suddenly, sometimes, just sometimes, the desert answers.
You've been listening to Into the Disappearing. I'm Marin Blake.
And 9 TJ Weiler. If you ever find yourself in West Texas, take a drive east of Marfa. Stand at the viewing center and look to the horizon. Maybe you'll see the lights, maybe you won't. But if you do, you'll never forget them.
Next week, we're headed deep into the Ozarks, where an abandoned homestead still echoes with footsteps that never left.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna get under your skin.
When the night gets bright and the stars align, we stir up dreams in cosmic time. A little stardust, a little tune, you're mixing it with the moon.